Hey everybody, I'm Jake, and today we're going to draw a snake. Let's get started. We're going to start with a circle. It's a foundational shape, which is just kind of a shape that's it's not going to be the finished part of the drawing. It's not going to be a permanent line. So draw a circle kind of up near the top of your page. Not at the very top, but just close to the top. And then draw another circle that overlaps with the other circle and is a little bit smaller. This is going to be kind of the snout or the nose of the snake. And I'm going to draw, and make sure my lines are nice and dark so you guys can see them. I'm going to draw just some guidelines. Like I'm pretending that I'm thinking of this circle as not a circle, but a sphere. And it curves around in 3D space. So you don't have to draw these lines, but if you want to, you can, and use them to place the features of the snake's face. So next, we're going to draw the eyes, and the eyes are just going to go a little bit above, kind of like the equator of that circle. So just draw a circle there, and then kind of an oval over here. And this is an oval because it's a circle on this sphere, and as the sphere turns, it looks like it gets a little smaller. But again, these are foundational shapes, and we're not going to use all those lines. And then we're going to draw the nose as two little angled lines like that. All right. Then we're going to draw the top of the lid, and that of the eye, and the top of the lid of the eye like that. Nice. And then we're gonna let me knock down make this so it's not quite as dark so you can see what I'm doing here. So we have the lid, and then we're gonna draw kind of a curving line that goes like right about there. And then we're going to draw the rest of the eye, the bottom of the eye. Snake like that. And then over here, we're going to do kind of the same thing. You can knock down the top of this construction line a little bit like that. And then draw kind of a curving line that goes just above that construction line. These are the top folds and lids of the eye. And then we can add the bottom of the eye right there. And then we can draw the pupil of the eye. You can, now snake pupils can be lines. I'm going to draw mine as lines. Animals' eyes are often different shapes, or their pupils are often different shapes than what humans or dogs are. Or even cats have slightly different pupil shapes. All right, so looking good, looking good. Okay, now we're going to draw. It's going to be a little bit straighter than the construction line we drew here. So it's kind of a straight line there, and then it kind of follows the curve of that down. And like right about here, we're going to draw a line that kind of cuts in like that. And then it's going to go in here like that. Because snakes, their lips are different shapes than, they're kind of like cat lips. If you've ever looked at your cat's mouth. It's not like as straight across as humans' mouths are. Okay, so then we're going to follow this construction line around here, and then we're going to come out and like that. And give the snake kind of a little grin. And then down here, we're just going to follow this line around here and then curve in like that. All right, good job. Like kind of the hard part is over now. And next we're just going to draw the rest of the shape of the rest of the snake's body. So there's not a right or wrong way to do this. I'm just going to kind of come over like this. I'm going to come around. I'm going to draw this snake, and he's going to be kind of twisting in on himself. You might want to think about drawing straight lines and then curved lines, and just concentrate on keeping the snake body the right width. It's okay if it's straight and curved, and you want to think about playing straight lines on one side and curved lines on the other side off each other. So like the curves aren't so like what you don't want to do is you don't want to have come like this and have this be like that where it's super even. It's not wrong to do it that way. I mean, snakes can turn, their spines can turn that way. It's just not as graphically appealing if you have a little bit of variety to the line. And you'll come around here and go up like this. Something like that. I don't know. We'll play around with it. So I'm thinking about the width of the snake's body right now. And thinking about having it turn in 3D space and twist. Something like that. And let's end it where the tail just kind of, I guess his body is all one giant tail. Just press lightly at first as you're finding this, and then you can go back in and darken things. And then once you got that, don't darken it too much your first time around of darkening it. Just kind of a little bit here, a little bit there. And if your snake's, see how like this, it's a little bit thicker here than it is like, say like right here. That's okay. That's okay. It kind of shows weight. And it's not a lot thicker, just a little bit thicker. And of course it needs to be getting slightly gradually narrower as it goes on. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to do before we get to the kind of the design of the snake skin, I'm going to add some kind of folds or wrinkles because the snake is twisting around kind of dramatically right there. And it's a tight turn there. Maybe a small one right there as it turns up. These are kind of like folds in the skin. And yeah, that's a good approach. Okay, now we need to going to draw the bottom part of the snake belly that it kind of slithers along. They kind of have these little things that grab onto the ground. I don't know what they're called. But so just draw a line that kind of follows the bottom. And this snake, I think I'm going to have him twist right here. So it goes along like this. It's going to come right here, and about right here, you're going to see it twist down like that. So it's the bottom's facing up, and then we're going to come down like that. And maybe this will need a little twist right there. Okay, we're thinking, and he does it again right here. There we go, and again right here. So the bottom of the snake. And I'll just kind of finish it off right there. Okay, so it comes swooping down like that. I'll make this a little darker so you guys can see. Swooping down like that. And then swooping down like that. And this will be the tricky, this might be a little bit tricky. So draw the lines kind of evenly spaced, and you want to keep them pretty perpendicular, meaning if this is the bottom of the snake, you want to keep them straight out, not in an angle like that or an angle like that. You want to keep it pretty up and down. So if it turns this way, you need to keep it like that. So as it turns, there they go around. It's turning. And it comes around down here. And now it's turning again, so keep it nice and perpendicular. And there it goes, it's turning again. Here it comes around. I think this line needs to be a little bit skinnier right there. Comes down like that. And there we go. Great. Now we're going to give this snake, you know what? I'm going to flatten the top of its head just a hair. And when we're thinking about the shape of this top of this snake's head, just think that his jaw is going to be, it's a little bit closer to the nose than the back of the head. This goes out further here, and comes in sooner. We're talking about the distance from there to there. Okay, let's give the snake skin design. I'm gonna give him like these rectangle designs. There's a lot of cool snake designs, skin designs out there. I'm doing these rectangle designs inspired off that snake from the Jungle Book. I think his name is Scar, I think. Oh, so what we want to do, and I made a little mistake here. What we want to do is keep this distance about the same. And you can see here, it's getting narrower. So I'm going to erase this. And this is just going to go right like that. And if it's about that far, let's say the line will come back in here. And it doesn't need to be perfectly. And you know, like if you're having a hard time keeping it perfect, or it's not looking quite right, you can vary it and you can make it so, like, purposely vary it so it doesn't have to be even. Like, draw one way down over here, and then one way up here, and then one in the middle, and then one down there, like that. This is you can, feel free to do your own designs. You can do circles, you can do diamonds, you can do just like some kind of pattern. Yeah, I think that's okay. This one's going to be like right like that. There we go, like that. I'm gonna leave this where I think it probably should be showing the design, but because there's one right here, I don't want it to get lost. That one I'll do something like that. Like that. There. And maybe we'll end it like that and give us like a little small one right there. All right. Now, I think we're done. I mean, you could go in and add some scales if you wanted. Small little U's on their sides. The U's are always going to, the top of the U's are going to be closer to we're pointing to the front of the snake, and the bottom of the U's are pointing the back of the snake, because as the snake goes forward, those scales are smooth, but if you go against the snake, those scales would be rough. Just a couple. You can vary them, the distance. Or you don't really even have to do the scales if you don't want to. You can draw different groups, like of 2s, 3s, 1. Imagine they get smaller as they get closer to the tip of the snake or the tail of the snake. And also think about the sides of the U's need to be parallel with the edges of the snake, so they curve around a little bit too. All right, looking good. That was fun. All right, let's get to coloring. Get your magical coloring fists of power out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whew. All right, that turned out nice. Yeah, right. Yeah, so I went with a green snake, so it could thinking oh, this maybe snake likes to live in the grass and hunt in the tall weeds. Went with a lighter grass green, and then a very pale cream for its underbelly, with the darker and green for the rectangles. All right, guys. Thanks for drawing along with me. Appreciate it if you would follow along or give a like and subscribe, and it helps me out. Thanks for drawing along with me. Bye.